Well, in the last class, what did we discuss? Can we quickly summarize? Each one of you go with one point. Nishal, Dilip and Pushpa.
We discussed types of classes.
Types of classes, perfect. What are the types?
Execution class.
Correct.
Bean class.
Correct.
Character.
Functionality class. Okay. Yeah. So I'm writing here, your bean class is also called POSO class. Bean class is also called as POSO. POSO stands for plain old Java object. POSO stands for plain old Java object. So your bean class consists of only the variables and setters and getters that can be used to set the data, get the data, and carry the data between the different layers. Yeah, Pushpa, any point would you like to bring? Dilip?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Dilip. What did we discuss in the last class?
Last class, we discussed about data types.
Perfect. What are the data types? How many are there?
Boolean, character,
Right.
int, short, long, float, double, char.
Correct. Character you already told, yeah.
Then there is
byte. So total four categories, yeah. Integers are 4 types. The reason is based on the sizes. Okay, so byte, short, int, long. Okay, based on the kind of amount of data or a number which you want to use it, you will use one of these data types. Then in the coming to the real numbers, float and double is there. By default, float will be used, but if the number is bigger than float size, then you will go with a double. Then we have single character char and true false. You'll go for the Boolean. Correct. Yeah. Pushpa, any points you want to bring?
Sir, next is wrapper class.
Yeah. Next is fine. Next I'm going to cover today. Yeah. Last class you can say Pushpa.
That to last class.
Wrapper class we're going to cover. Is there anything else we added in the last class?
No, sir.
Don't worry. Let your kid stay, no problem. You can go ahead and tell what it is. Okay, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, guys, I will do this in every class. The reason is very simple, guys. If you learn something and keep it aside, you will not able to remember because we are going to cover many concepts and slowly multiple concepts will be interweaved. When you're weaving multiple concepts, if you are not strong in one concept, the other concept may get you confused. That's where a lot of people will be, afraid of Java. But need not to afraid. We will learn something today and we will review that tomorrow. Any gaps are there, we'll correct it. Then we go on with the new topic. That way, you are remembering every day what was there. So that's how we can go. Yes, Pushpa. See, why I'm sharing the notes with you is just to look after that one, as well as if you need more clarification on any of the concepts and all, you can go to the net and spend. All I want from you is after the class, in a day, I want 1 hour from you to focus on what we learned today. That will strengthen your life. I mean, to strengthen your knowledge. I think 1 hour is doable in your whole day after the session. Okay, Pushpa, I'm moving on because I feel that you might not have anything to say at the moment. Let me just check. Hi, Munindra, you're back?
Yes, sir. I'm back.
Okay, fine, Munindra. So today we are in day 7 and last class we have discussed about data types primarily and we discussed a bit of wrapper classes. Today we will see why wrapper classes. Okay, let's go here and say wrapper classes. What is a wrapper class? It wraps the primitive data init and provides object capabilities. So the statement is wrapper class. Let's say wrapper class wraps the primitive data. Guys, primitive data is when you have your data. Let me open my IDE. Here we have variables, explore variables. So with primitive data type, you don't do anything. Either you just use the value. Let's say I have a A's here, which is byte, right? What I can do is I can't do anything with this one. I can simply use it as part of other variables for combination. Let's say adding the numbers or appending or printing. Okay, it doesn't have any other capabilities. So before we go along with the wrapper classes, we learn something called a object related things. See, now you understand wrapper classes wraps the primitive data in it and provides object capabilities. Then what is an object? What is an object and what is object's capabilities? What is an object, guys?
Object is an instance of the class.
Perfect. Object is instance of the class. Okay. Object is instance of the class. Perfect. This is as of now what we learned. Okay. Anything else you want to add?
We can create n number of objects of any class that we have created.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Once you have one class defined, you can create any number of objects out of it by using a new keyword. Let's say I have an employee, employee Sham equal to new employee Nishchal equal to new employee. You can create any number of objects. See, you have to think it like this. Your class is like a blueprint. Let's say you want to take a Xerox of, let's say a photo or a textbook page, right? What do? We go ahead and in the Xerox machine, we put across our the paper, whatever you want. From there, how many copies you want, you can pick it up, right? That's in general terms of, you can say that's a class is like your, paper and number of, prints which you're giving is an object. But here, it's not exactly the same, but a little difference is here, every object has its unique qualities. Let's say when you're creating an object with employee Sham, Sham has a different name. Sham has a different gender, right? Sham has a different qualification, right? So that is what is the difference. In general, when you go for an object, each object is unique. Let's say you get into your office or your college, or let's say a restaurant, you will see bunch of chairs, right, for you to sit. Everything looks same. But imagine if one chair is broken, if you they have to identify the chair with the numbers, which chair it is broken and all for it to get fixed. A simplest example which you can see is if you go to any of the government banks like SBI, every chair or every asset is numbered. Let's say SBI slash, for example, if it is Koramangala, let's say KM slash CH, which is chair, hyphen 123. This way, what happens is they are identifying that is a chair. Let's say they have 20 chairs similar. One chair is having its own unique name. This is got issues. So when these guys come now for fixing, let's say they will say, okay, this is the chair which is located in this specific place. Okay, that's in general an instance or an object. An object or instance is created out of a class. A class is called a blueprint. I'll just write it here. Class is called a blueprint. Okay, when we'll use a blueprint, let's say you want to construct a house, let's say 30 by 40 house. You have plan is ready. With that plan, can you construct multiple houses in multiple places in the 30-40 space? Can we?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely same. So there what is happening is your coordinates differs, right? Let's say your geographical coordinates differ, right? Your longitude will differ, right? Even though it's the same house as it is you're constructing, but your coordination changes, right? So that's where you can say, you go to a township or a row houses is all looks same. They will give a number for each house. So that's all. Now coming back to every class in Java, extends a super class called object. This is not our instance or an object. Okay. Let me go here and create a new class and show you. Let's say I'm creating a new class, com ignite explore.java, right click, new class. For this class, what I'm going to do is first I'm adding it as a package, wrapper classes, right? Wrapper classes. Now I want to say explore object. Okay, I'll give it as a my name. Instead of my name, welcome we have used, greetings we have used. Let's say hello. I'm just going to use a hello here, right? Hello, I'm using a main method. Here for me to understand wrapper classes, okay, no, this one wrapper classes, let's say finish. Now it has created a new package and there's a class is created. Right, guys, I'm writing here. I'm not writing anything here. If you observe here, if I execute this one, it will execute, but it will not print anything. Run as Java application. You can see the console is terminated, but it is looking empty, right? But you can see it is highlighted here, right? All of you are able to understand as of now what I did. I created a class and I have chosen a main method. Even I want to delete a main method also. Let's say I have a simple class. So whether you give or doesn't give, by default, it extends something called a object. Do you see this name? Extends object. See, this is how you have to treat yourself is, do you have ancestors? You have your father. Your father has your grandfather, I mean to say his father, grandfather. Similarly, you are started from a family somewhere, right? You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
This is called root. This is every class extends an object. This is called, what happens is, whatever is the object is having a capabilities, you will receive all those things. Let's how you have your ancestors. From them, you receive certain qualities, certain properties, certain assets, certain liabilities, right? All of this is exactly the same. When you write a class, whether you extend an object, which is a superclass, or not, by default, it extends by object. Who is doing this? Why they are doing it? Let's say I'm deleting this one. Now I want to know exactly how does my class looks like. This is what we have defined, right? Let's go and see how this class looks or is generated by your compiler. Guys, all of you are with me as of now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm repeating before I go. Yeah, I created a class. Every class will extend an object. Let us see how it is going to be. So first I'll go to my project, right click, properties. I click on this explore Java, my project. I'm in this location, which is a physical folder location. I'm opening this one. Inside my explore Java, I want to execute and see one small command. So I will go to the bin folder, which is binary folder. I type cmd. Okay. So guys, I'll give a time for you for you to do it. Okay. So here, now I am in bin. What is my class name here? My class name is com.ignite.explore.java.wrapperClasses.hello. Okay. What I'll give is Java P space. I'm giving the complete package name .hello. Do you see this one? Public class. There is something which is showing, right? Compiled from hello.java. Do you see some information here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is happening is whenever you are trying using Java P, it will give you the additional information which is added by your compiler. Okay, what is added it here? By default, it extends the object, which it is not shown here, but I'll show you how it will be. And it added something, a method inside it, public com ignite hello. Can you see this one? The line which I highlighted?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now what is happening is whether you specify or doesn't specify, your compiler will add certain things over there. Like how you, when you got a phone, by default, your OS is installed, right? Let's say Android or iOS is installed, right? The moment you switch it on, it'll ask you, choose your language, put your name, connect with so on, so right. That means something is already installed. Similarly, your compiler will look after something, it will add certain information. So this is called a constructor. Okay, this is called a constructor. Now what we can do is we can go back and see with this hello, how does object is there, what all it looks. Here it did not show you, but we have understood from here. Inside your method, I mean to say class body, it is added a constructor over here. We will look after the constructor also. What is a constructor? Why do we use constructor? But here I'm using Java P here to disassemble my hello class to see what's there. Okay, we will look after this again a couple of more times. So I'll come back here. Now I have a class hello. Now let me go here and say class explore. See, I can create this class explore in a separate file also, but just for our understanding, I'm keeping both the classes next to next. Okay. So the only information is whenever you have a public class here, your file name is hello.java, right? Do you see here hello.java?
Yes.
So whenever you are having in a file name and your class name, then you can keep it public. For example, I delete this public here. I try to keep public here. It will give me an error. See here, it says that even if both are non-public is fine. Otherwise, the file name, which is hello.java, should be public. Okay, that means in one source file, this is called source file, guys. Hello.java is called a source file. Okay, in a source file, by default, only one public class will be there. That public class should be exactly the file name. Let's say you can have any number of classes. Let's say class view. If you observe here, the moment I save this one, let's go to this package and see what are the things it generated. Com, ignite, explore, Java, wrapper classes. Now, do you see there is three classes are there? Explore.class, Java.class, view.class.
Yes.
So what is happening is one Java source file can have any number of classes specified here. See here, hello class, explore class, view class. Hello, view, explore. You observe here, the moment I delete it here, I delete it and save. Right? Do you see on the left side, there is a, from the folder, it is, taken out, right? Yeah. Okay, so coming back here. So now I keep it back and saved it. The files got back. What I want to show here is, let's say I go to the main method. I want to keep it as a executable class. I'm going and creating an object for explore. Explore E equal to new explore. Right? This is the way of creating an object. Correct? The moment when you say new explore, it looks after whether there is any explore class is there, then it has created, for example, expl. Is there any methods in my explore class?
No.
No, right? Okay. Then if I give expl dot, then you can see there is bunch of methods are available. Dot one is equals, get class, hash code, notify all, string, toString, wait. Do you see these ones?
Yes.
The reason is whether you specify or doesn't specify, it is extending a parent called object. Extends object. Like how you are extended, whether you go and specify you are from so and so family, you specify to someone or doesn't specify. Internally, you belongs to a family or from your family tree. So here, that's where explore.space, you can see it is giving certain qualities. That is where we have seen when you are printing, let's say I'll go and print so system.out.println. When I'm printing expl, you know what happens is it will printing me from the memory. Right click, run as Java application. It is giving me a memory location, right? E580929, correct?
Yes.
Who is giving this one? So that is where your object class by default, it is like this: explore, extends, object. Explore, extends, object. Now, you are not specifying whether it is specified or doesn't specify, it will be by default extended internally. Then this is where, if you click after this object class, guys, this is how you can go. Let's say any of the classes which is there, right? If you want to look after this specific class, control and keep the cursor here, it will open this object class. And you know, from when it is there, what is the use of this one, you can refer to this place. And if you want to see what is outline, I'm just restoring here. Now you can see what all of the methods are there. There is a get class, there is a hash code, equals, done, toString, right? But if you observe here, there is a get class, clone is not there. Let me go here. Keep the cursor here, expl dot. You have only the green circle symbols you are seeing, right? In front of every method, there is a green symbol dot, right?
Yes.
These all are called public methods. Okay, we will slowly get into all those things, but for time being, you can understand whatever is publicly available can be accessed by your children. Let's say your parent has certain things which is publicly available, you can access it. Even they will have their private life, they'll have their private, some secrets and all, right? But whatever is exposed or informed or viewed by others is they have opened up. Otherwise, certain information will be there behind the scenes also. Going back in the object class, you don't have this clone is a separate object, and you can see here the clone is having a yellow color, right? Those and all we will see. But for timing, let us understand this hash code equals and all. This is derived from the parent. When I say control space, all these methods are derived from the parent. Now here we are going for explore, right? Within explore, let's say I'm adding one method. Let's say void. Okay. Let's say I can say info, which is information. Right? Now, if I go for explore, now can you see there is a info is also here? And it specifies it is from the explore class. Info, which is a method which returns colon, returns void, and explore. Do you see this one? That is, this info method alone is from explore class, but rest of the things are from the parent class. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Guys, clear all of you as of now?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll repeat here, every class, when you don't extend anything, then it extends from the superclass called object. And in Java, Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. Java does not support multiple inheritance. What is a multiple inheritance, guys? Let's say we have one parents, right? From one parent, that is one mother and one my father, we are born. Exactly same what happens is Java supports only multiple inheritance with the help of class. It doesn't support multiple inheritance, but multi-level inheritance it will support. I'll show you right away what is multiple inheritance, what is multi-level inheritance. Okay. So now imagine I'm just going here. Now I have three classes, right? Now here what happens is class explores by default object. And when you say class explore, comma view, this is a problem in Java. What is Java says is when you are extending, you have to have only one parent, not multiple parents. Okay? When you are exploring, you have to go from one parent. That means you can either go with an object or a view, not both. That's where Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. What is a multiple inheritance is you are acquiring the qualities of object and view both. This is called multiple. But Java supports multi-level inheritance. Java supports multi-level inheritance. Okay. What is multi-level? Let's say I'm taking out object. Let's say now we have a view. By default, when you don't specify view, what happens? I mean to say extends view. What is happening is it is extends object, right?
Yes.
Then now explore is extending view. View is extending object. This is called multi-level. Now explore can access the object methods and view methods. Let's go here and add one more method. Let's say void details. Void details. I have to implement this. Let's say I'm taking out a space here. Guys, I'm not implementing the method, but I have just declared it here for our understanding. Now, if I go here, give expl dot. Now we can see here, details is coming from view. See, I'm putting it to little side for understanding. See here, when I say control space explore, the first one it is showing is from the details, which is from line number 20. Okay, that means explore can access its parents, which is details, which is line number 20. And after that, you have a equals method, get class, hash code, info. Now, where is this info? Info is line number 16. Its own method. That's where you can see info :void -explore. This is from an explore class. The method is info and its return type is void. Again, the first one, it is details method. It returns void and it is from the view. So let me change this details to, let's say, string, and I will return something null here just to showcase you. Return null. Okay, now I keep the control explorer. See here, now details methods return type is string. Earlier it was void. Now it is string. Guys, are you able to follow me? Is it clear? Simple?
Yes.
Anybody else, Pushpa? Are you get confused or Dilip? Am I going slow or able to understand what I'm trying to say?
Sir, but hello does not extend any classes, right, sir? Only
Yeah.
object class is extended. So why
See.
details is provided in that one?
Yeah, if you
Details
observe, yeah, you're absolutely right. If you observe here, I am creating an object for explore class, not for a hello, right? I'm creating for explore class. When you're
Okay,
creating for explore class, this is what EXPL is, object of this one.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, when we execute this one, let's say when I'm executing this one, we are not creating any object. By default, your JVM will create an object for this one because we are not using hello h equal to new hello, right? Like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So coming back, I want to close with this one. Let's say explore, I'm giving control space. Even I'm not specifying here extends object. Okay. Whether you specify or doesn't specify. Remember guys, if you are defining a class, if you're not extending anything. Okay. Imagine here your explore is extending view, right? If this is the case, it won't extend object by itself. But if you go to the view is extending by default an object. So that's where the initialization starts from the parent. This is called superclass. Object class is called superclass. That is for your family, there is someone who started from the long back. That is called superclass. Let's say, you can say it's a, whatever is a name that, father, grandfather, great grandfather, like that, right? In Java, it's called superclass. So every class is child of a object class. Why I'm saying this object is different. That's where this is called instance. When you're creating an object out of a class, it's called an instance of it. Okay. Employee is a class. Shyam is an instance. Employee is a class. Dilip is an instance. And in general terms, you can call it as an object also. Chair is a concept. A specific chair with its color, height, width, depth, all these things is a unique chair, right? And it has its model, manufacturer, number. So don't get confused never with object class with object which you create. Object class is the one which is a superclass for all the Java classes. Now coming back here. Yeah, so I'm just specifying here, let's say Control Y. Yeah, so extends class, object here. Okay, if you observe here, my intention here is to show you, even if you are giving extending, right, it's not giving any error, right? Because internally it will take it. Okay, now I go here, explore dot, let's say, I'm just calling info, for example. So I'll repeat here. This is a default class. I mean to say execution class. Whether you specify any class, whether you extend or doesn't extend, by default, your compiler will add this extends class, and this object class has certain methods which is equals to toString, notify, all those things. Guys, this notify, wait and all will be used in threads. Okay, let me show here. Wait and notify methods are used in concurrency, which is also called thread concept. Okay. And whenever you're trying to print it out, let me show you here. Go here, float controls. I'm closing this one. Now, whenever I'm printing here at EXPL, let's say I'm just adding here, let's say object value, which is, I can say here, explore object value. I'm giving one colon and plus, I'm giving it as EXPL. Right, guys? I'm giving it as EXPL. When I execute, which is Alt Shift X J, now you can see here explore value, which is our string, and it is giving @1CD0729, correct? Now, this what happens is by default, it will take .toString method. Whenever you're calling an object, I mean to say printing an object, by default, it will take a toString method from its object class. Let me execute this one now. See, I'll execute, I copy this one. Now, first one I'm printing without .toString, second with .toString. Now, if I execute this, do you see, is there any difference? There is a 1 is printed, 2 is printed, and both is printing the memory reference, correct?
Yes.
So this is what is exactly it is happening. By default, it will call the toString of its parent method, which is called object. See here, toString. It is having a documentation, returns a string representation of an object. What it says, it returns string representation of an object. If we go back and look after our classes, we have a student class. If you remember, this is what we have overridden, right? ToString we have overridden for us to see the values of an object when we set it up. See, in the class exploration, we have created student and we have set the values. Initially, when we print it, right, it print all null. When you print it again in this point of time, which is Shyam.Kakumani, after I set these values, when I print it here, it is printing me values, right? Let me execute this now. So right click, run as Java application. Now you can see first time it is printing an empty all null. After that, it is printing the values which I have given, right? So this is just because we have overridden the toString. If you don't override a toString, by default, it will give you the returns the string represent of a object, which will give you the object value in the memory, whatever is the data with object reference in the heap memory. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Pushpa, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, okay, perfect, guys. So coming back here, I'm writing when you print an object, it prints the memory reference from the which location the object will be stored, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many memories we discussed?
Heap memory and stack memory.
Perfect. So this stores in which place? Which memory it plays?
Shows in the heap memory.
Correct. Guys, heap memory is the location for you to store the objects. JVM will take a object creations will happen in the heap memory. Your method execution steps happen from the stack memory. Okay. So now coming back here in the object, now we discussed about of notify, wait, because all of these things are related to the threads. We will understand when we compare concurrency. ToString we understood. Now this equals and hash code. There is two methods which is there called equals and hash code. Do you see here there is equals and hash code? See, this is equals I have highlighted, hash code. I'm writing here equals and hash code is used to compare the objects. Equals and hash code is used to compare the objects. What is a comparison? Why do we compare? Why do we compare two objects? Let's take an examples and understand why we compare. All of us are doing a transactions with UPI or some banks, right? Am I correct in one or the other time?
Yes.
Correct, guys? Imagine at least a couple of years back, what happens is, let's say I'm sending a payment to Nishchal from my bank account, let's say 100 rupees I'm transferring him. I click on process. Let's say I have given, I logged in to my net banking. I have given Nishchal has selected his account. I put the amount and say, okay. But the system is slow. Now what happens is the button is still enabled. What I'll do is I'll click 2-3 times. I thought, okay, it's not yet processed. Now what happens is it hits to the bank, let's say 2-3 times, the number of times I click, those many requests which will go. Should the bank process every request or should the bank process one request?
One.
One, right? Ideally, because it's all in the queue, right? Let's say you sent one request, the system is slow, it reached to the server before it get processed and you are clicking again, you're clicking again. Now what happens is they have a, mechanism also saying that, the moment you click on submit, it immediately disables the button for you so that you will not submit again, right? So what happens is, let's say if this disablement is not there, you are receiving multiple requests. That time what happens is they will cross-check each request except the date and time which you are sending a request. All the information is same, right? The sender is Shyam, the receiver is Nishal, and the amount is 100. The comments is also same. Let's say he's sending to me. Let's say we went for a party. It is a Dutch where we have to share each other's amount. Then the description is also same, right? There's nothing changes except the request time in a milliseconds difference or a seconds difference. Now what happens is they ignore all the others. They process the first one, they ignore all others. Then they'll respond back to you. We received so many requests, but we have processed one. Please please initiate further request in case if it is by mistake has happened. Whatever is the message they want to showcase. Is this clear in general? What is a why you want to check the request? Especially I'm explained about of a system wise. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Coming back now, what happens is you have something called a storage mechanism in Java. We call it as collections framework. In the collections, you have certain I can say information will be stored. Okay, let's say all of us are from a college. Imagine our college's batch of people are 60 members. So for 60 members, now we want to understand how many people are from each state. Let's say simple. A principal would like to know the diversity of the students in a class, and he want to know from how many states these 60 people are from. Now, let's say if it is from Bangalore, let's say at least 40-50% people will be from Karnataka, right? And few different states, let's say Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Delhi, all the places it comes, right? Because today it's people can come from anywhere, and it's not only the localites, and a non-local quota also will be there, management quota will be there. People can even join from the foreigners also can join. Now what happens is, let's say out of 60 people, there are 5 states people are there, or 6 states people are there. Now, should we tell them as 6 states, or should we give them all the 30 states names for them to the principal? Which one is better? 5 states is better, or each person's state is better?
Other states.
It's a 6 states is better, right? If you repeat it about of Karnataka again and 10 times also, is it adding any value for us? No, right? One time Karnataka is fine, right? So now what happens is, whenever we are storing our information, certain point of time, we need to say whether this information is already there as part of our, let's say in the program or not. That time we will use a equals and hash code. Equals and hash code will specify, used to check there is already a transaction is happening in a bank. Now we are passing the same transaction. That time what happens is we will check the amount, the sender and the receiver. If all of them are same, then we'll immediately send that this transaction is already in process. Please wait for some time. That is where we will use a equals and hash code. Equals and hash code is used to compare two objects values. Let's say student information is required. Let's say there is a employee information. Let us take an employee. You are working in a project. 20 employees are working in a project. They want to give you a year-end bonus. Do they give one time or multiple times? They'll give only for one time, right? Per employee. Now what happens is, behind the scenes, when they are adding and all, right, ideally the HRs and all will have a UI, right? Initially, they'll have a screen of UI with 60 people. Once you give the gift to them, you will say tick, saying that, yeah, Shyam is given to the gift. He should not be given again because it's only the 30 quantity or a team members, whatever is the quantity is there. So those times what happens is you will be having a equals and hash code will be checked whether this object or this person is already given. Okay. So I try to explain technical terms in a business terms also. Equals and a hash code is used to check whether a specific object is present as part of your collection. Okay, guys?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Now, coming back, I'll close this one. Let me close this class exploration student. I'm closing. I would like to move out of this one. Let's say I have a hello class. I'm creating a explore object. In this one, it is extending view. When I'm having an object, I can print the memory location. By default, whether it's specified or not, .toString will be taken. as a method when you're calling an object. Now let's continue on a wrapper classes. What did we do in a wrapper class? Let's say wrapper classes here. I'm saying that. Now right click new class. I'll say string conversion. String conversion. Okay. And say instead of string, I say string integer conversion. I'll say string to integer conversion, guys. Say finish. Okay, before that, I want to add this command for you guys. So here we have used Java P, right? So it is Java P, and here your fully qualified class name. Fully qualified class name. So take an example, Java P space. My wrapper classes dot hello. Okay, you can execute the above statement from your project bin folder, binary folder. I'm giving an example also for you. Okay, so here we are using Java P. From here, your class full name. You see here first it is in the bin folder. From bin folder, your command name, all the information, which is your fully qualified package name and your class. Okay, this is for you to execute your class and check it out. Let me exit this one. Coming back, yeah. So here, now what I want to do is string to integer conversion. I'll go here. Let's say integer total equal to integer total equal to 20 plus 30. System dot out dot println dot println. I'll say total plus total. I'm executing this one. Alt Shift X J. Is there any special thing here? There's nothing special thing here, right? Just I'm passing 20 and 30 here, correct?
Yes, sir.
All I want to do is instead of passing, this is called hard-coded values, guys. In a program, if you are given a values like this, it is called hard-coded programs. I don't want to use a hard-code values, but I want to pass it through the arguments. What I want to pass through the arguments is I want to pass it as arguments of 0 plus arguments of 1. When I'm executing this program, I want to pass, I would like to pass 40 and 50 as an input. I'll write it also. See, it is showing an error. We'll fix it. Right click, run as, run configuration, arguments. I'll pass it as a 40 and 50. Right? I'm passing only 40 and 50. Let's say I want to run it. It will say there is an error. It is saying some issue, saying that unresolved compilation problem. Now, I want integers, right? I don't want strings, but it is expecting as strings, right?
Yes, sir.
The reason is, whenever you're giving an input to the program, you're passing from the command line, right? It doesn't know what you're trying to pass. It will take always as a string. Now you do the conversion. How you do the conversion? This is where your things come into picture. Integer first val equal to arguments of 0. We want to do it, right? Arguments of 0 will give us strings. Okay, what we'll do is we'll write here integer. This is a wrapper class dot val. If you observe here, wrapper class, you need not to create a object for wrapper class. You need not to write like this, new integer. You need not to write like this. Okay, you can directly use like this integer, your wrapper class dot. Okay. To one moment, guys. Yeah, integer dot value of string. See what this value is, returns an integer object holding the value of a specified string. If you observe here, it takes the string and it converts into integer. So I'm going to utilize this method, value of string. Then I'm passing this value, arguments of 0. Now I do the same thing with the second value, int second val equal to integer dot value of, I'm going to this time arguments of 1. Now my values are ready. I will pass here this first value plus second value. Now let me execute this. Alt Shift X, J. Do you see the output 90?
Yes, sir.
Let me change it. Right click, run as, run configurations. I want to give it as arguments 140 and 520. Say apply and run. Now do you see there is a difference? 140, 530.
Yes.
Now what is happening here is, by default, you are getting a data type in a string format. You can't use a string format. This is what exactly we did sometime back, arguments of 0 and arguments of 1. It is saying that, boss, you're expecting an integer and you're trying to append it, but what you are passing to me is a strings. I can't take anything else. That's where we are doing a conversion. This is what is the beauty of your wrapper classes. Imagine if we have an integer value equal to 100. You can't do anything out of it. Okay, let's say val dot, nothing happens. Just you change it to integer wrapper class, integer, integer wrapper class, and give value dot. If you give control space, now you can see it got bunch of methods with it. See, so many methods. So it literally gives you a superpower. See, inside that you have a value, but on the wrapper, how you wrap it right. Let's say if you're based on the type of people you're giving, that you change the wrapper, right? So similarly, this wrapper classes has bunch of methods, which is convenience methods for us. If you keep the cursor here in the integer, I just clicked on it one. Now it will say the class wraps a value of the primitive type in an object. The class wraps a value of primitive type in an object. An object type, see, which is code integer, contains a single field whose value is integer. In addition, this class provides several methods for converting integer to a string and to an code int. See, you have to see, guys, from now, currently the challenges majority of the people will do is they learn the small concepts and they think they know about of it. We are going in depth. I want to see you as a architect level. When I'm trying to teach to the people, right? I don't want to say ABCD for you. I'll teach ABCD for you and I expect you be a poet. I will teach you like a lead, from where I want to see you as an architect. When you're talking to somebody, you will have everything, every confidence the way you're talking about of technology. You will be a master of technology. For that, you need to spend time, understand the all the small, see, these look small, but these are so powerful for you. See here, you have to understand a small documentation. Once you know this one, then you can go for your convenience, any of the YouTube channels or other blogs and all. Hope you got my point, right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. So integer val, after that, now you see here value, whether you want to convert into a byte. Let's say you are having a value. I'll show you here integer value equal to, let's say, 100. 100 can fit into a byte, right?
Yes.
I'll give it as a, for example, age. Let's say I'll give it as a 35. This can fit into a byte. Now what happens is, let's say byte person age equal to age we are trying to give. Now this is called casting. See, first of all, int takes 4 bytes. Byte take only 1 byte of memory. Now it is saying that type mismatch cannot convert from int to byte. Add a casting. I say you go here and click on add casting. Now it is saying that internally converting your age, which is 35, which takes 4 bytes, to converting into 2 bytes. Now the same thing I'll write in another way. Let's say byte, okay, employee age equal to, okay, let me write this one in a integer, I mean to say wrapper class way. So here I'll write it as integer. Okay, I'm giving it as emp age, employee age. Now here how I'll write is, here is employee age dot byte value. You see the look of code. Here it is looking a bit ugly. Here it is like very simple, right? You are like calling a employee age dot byte value. Because employee is an integer, it has a conversion methods from integer to byte, integer to short, integer to long, integer to double, any sort of conversions which you can do. In case if it is a primitive, you have to do all of things on your own. You have to do casting. So that's where wrapper classes are much more useful. Wrapper classes here we have written, right? What is an object where we have written here? What is an object? Let me move it here. Yeah, I'm just moving to here. What is an object? It's an instance of class. Now here, wrapper classes got conversion methods from one type to another type. Okay, so let me go to the integer. It got so many methods, to string, to UTF-16, to unsigned string, hexadecimal, octal. Do you remember, guys? Hexadecimal octals are the numbering systems, right? And it has a parse int. Let's say you're passing a string and you're expecting a integer. So you start exploring all those things. I gave an example of integer which you are passing. You can pass a double any value and you can convert it like this and you can use it. So here it is called a clean code. The way you write a code is very clean. It's simply you are passing a variable name and calling a method. But in another cases, what you do something called a casting. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, one more. The biggest interview question is, let's say, what is an object? Here is this one. Yeah. Interview question. Whether primitive data types are supported by collection classes. This is the question. Whether the primitive data type, guys, primitive data types is simple. Int, short, long, all those things. Wrapper classes means it is a class name. It starts with a capital letter. Whether primitive data types are supported by collection classes, say no. Answer is no. Then they'll ask you, then what is supported? Wrapper classes are supported. Wrapper classes are supported. Right, guys? This is an interview question. Now, let us see that example also so that you can understand exactly what I'm talking. Can I move on? Did you understand this clearly? This conversion of from integer to string and normal int to byte, how I converted using a traditional way and with the wrapper classes. Is it clear?
Okay.
Right.
What is collection class?
Yeah, I'm going to do that one only now. Okay, in the wrapper class, now I say right click, class, wrapper collection. wrapper collections. So I go here, finish. Okay. Before we go for a wrapper class, I mean to say collection classes, let's try to understand arrays. Okay. Let's try to understand arrays so that you can relate both of these concepts together. Now got conversion methods. Okay, I'll write it later over there. Now, what is an array?
Array is it's a collection of values of the same data type.
Okay, array is a collection of same value type. Okay, right? It's correct. Anybody else, guys? Anybody would like to add any point? What is an array? Guys, sometimes you may need not to know technical. In general, also, if you know something now, when you say right, you will strengthen the knowledge. So don't feel uncomfortable. Yeah.
Similar data.
Sorry, I didn't understand. Can you repeat?
Array is a collection of similar data items.
Siddharth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Array is a collection of similar data types. Yeah. Instead of same value, similar value type. Yeah. Similar value. It's correct. Okay. Can you give me an example? Your statement is absolutely correct. Whatever is Nischal and Siddharth told, it's absolutely correct. Technically, array is a collection of similar value types. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Nischal, go ahead.
For example, a string is a collection of characters.
Okay, let me create a new class. New class. I want to go with a arrays package. Arrays package. Explore array. Yeah. See, your point is correct, Nischal, but that's not a live example. See, what is happening is you're taking one data type inside your, your programming language and you're trying to give an example. I want a normal example. Give me an example, whichever you feel. Any example. What is an array? Array is a similar values. Array is a collection. As you say, it's a collection. Give me an example. What is a collection?
A collection of scores.
Okay, collection of scores. Fine. Let's say I'm writing here collection of scores. Give me the score numbers.
25.
Okay. Scores of what? See, we should be in technology, guys. We should not have any assumptions. Okay. Yeah. Let's say 25 you're giving.
Collection of batsmen's cricket scores.
Okay. Collection of batsmen's cricket score, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. See, this is how you have to see. Currently, what happens is a lot of people when they're learning, right? They give a x equal to 10, y equal to 20. No, that's not the right way of learning. Okay, that is useful when people are in the college and kids and all right. But when you come for outside, when you start applying for the jobs, right? Whatever you talk should be related to your project. Should be no assumptions. So now you have a collections of cricket scores. Let's say if that is the case, Nischal, tell me how many cricket scores can be stored. I mean to say, how many people are there?
How many people? 11.
Correct, right? So that means now what we will do is, let's say, I'll take a few examples. Integer, Sachin score, integer, let's say Dhoni score, integer, Kohli score. Right? First one you said 25. Can you give me a few more values? 25.
34.
34.
19.
19. Okay, perfect. Now, guys, if you observe here, any time in a cricket, the number of people will change. More than 11, it will go? No, right? Okay. Any time, whether the weeks will be less or more than 7, or your days, weekdays?
No.
Your months will be differs?
No.
So now when you know it is fixed, predefined set of values, like say your day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, till Fridays, that is 7 days. Monday to Friday is usually, weekdays for us, and Saturday, Sundays, weekends for us. So these 7 days will never change. Your months will never change. Your years will keep repeating. Your number will change. Now, is it better for me to store it as, let's say, first day equal to, let's say Monday will start from Monday. Is it better to store like this, or whether we can store all of this information in the, let's say I'm giving it as a, let's say here it is a string, right? String. Let's say I'm giving here instead of Monday, let's say MOL Monday. Let's say it's a Tuesday. We'll take one more. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Now, should we go for a 7 variables is better, or whether I have one variable with 7 values is better? Which one is better?
One variable with some values.
Exactly. That's where your arrays come into picture. Array is a collection of similar values. What is a similar values? This is also a string. This is also a string. This is also a string. Your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is also scores also similar, right? Integer. Now what you can do is, instead of going like this, you can go for a string. Let's say scores equal to. Okay. Now if it is a score, now we want to hold multiple things, right? That's where you can use it as a array will be defined like this. Either you can define with the data type, or you can define with a variable. Right? This is array declaration. What is it called? Array declaration. You are just specifying it. Now, sometimes you can directly, after that, let's say you will assign it. Let's say score of 0 equal to, guys, all this arrays is index based. Okay, index starts from 0. First element is 0 index. This we discussed in second class or third class, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now score of 0 equal to, let's say I'm giving 25. It says scores, right? I have to initialize. Whenever I'm creating an array, right, guys, first I have to not only declare, before I add values, I have to initialize scores equal to new scores. New int. Okay, I'll tell you. New int of, we want it as 11. 1 moment, guys.
Sir, we need to do in a single line.
Yeah, I'm doing it in single line now. That's it. Is it correct? This is what you want, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, guys, this is the score. See, score is a variable name which you are giving. But if you observe here, it is not an object where I'm giving. See, whenever you are having an array, guys, again, it is going to store in the, whenever you're using, where the object will be stored? Heap memory. But is int is an object? No, right? It is a primitive, right? It is a normal, right? So whenever you are defining an array, you will give a variable name and you will give a type of the variable. You don't specify like, see, it is not like this. It is not like, let's say, student Shyam equal to new student. Okay. It's not like this. It's not an object. You will specify with the data type. You specify a variable because it has to hold the multiple values. Will give you square brackets. Then you will specify how many elements of this will go. You can't give it as like this scores, guys. You might get confused sometimes. You can't give like the scores because this is a variable name. This is not a type. See, it is Shyam I have given here, right? Here I'm giving student here, right? Student is my reference and student is my initialization. Here also, the data type you have to give. See, scores is what you have to give and the type is integer. It's not an object. Okay. Now here you have to always give how much of information can be stored, how many integers can be stored, because we have decided there is 11 batsmen, we are going with a 11 elements. Now I have given score of 0, which we have decided, which is Sachin's score is 25. Second is 1, which is Dhoni, which is 34. Then you can go for scores of second index, which is the third element, which is 19. Right, guys? This is how you can, this is individually you are assigning a variables, and this is you are assigning in a, not individually, but as part of a array. We still have a question, right? What is this? This is even better. It is taking 3 variables, 3 lines. Now it is unnecessarily you added 1 more line and you have added 3 values, total 4. It's more, right? It's unnecessary, right? Am I correct? That's what is in our mind, right? See, what is the purpose of an array? Array want to hold multiple values, correct? Instead of multiple variables, I want to have only one variable. That variable will hold multiple values. That is the purpose of it. Correct, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, this is where is your magic come into picture. Next, integer. Let's say India scores equal to. Now you can directly define 25, 34, and 19. Okay. So new int of one moment, guys. I want to assign the values. See, directly instead of assigning it separately, you can assign the values instantly like this. We usually do with collections. What it says syntax error expected is this India scores.
Scores in the
Sorry?
square brackets is different, sir. Curl brackets, not square.
Yes.
Curl is curl.
Oh, this one, flower. This is called flower braces. Yeah. Flower braces. Yes, guys. Sorry. So here now what is happening is the first one is 3 individual variables. Second is 1 variable with 3 values. Third one is you are creating. This is called a dynamic array where in the first one you are creating the 11 elements. Okay, guys. Here you are not specifying how many. It will take dynamically based on the number of values we pass. Let's try to see the output first here. SYSOC out. I'm giving it as scores. Okay, scores. Alt Shift X, J. Now you can see the output. Yeah. Okay, let me make it little small here. I want to bring up this console here. Yeah. Guys, now I'm trying to print scores. Do you see what is the value it is printing?
Yes, sir.
Let's say plus scores. Alt Shift X, J. What is the output you are seeing?
Reference.
Reference, right? It is in the memory. The reason is it is an integer array, right? So it is an array. It is stored in the heap. That's the reason it is not going to give you the values to you as it is. Now you can go here and ask scores of, let's say, the second index, which is, it will give you as the score of Kohli. Now do you see there's a 19, but still the value is stored inside, right? Can you see this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here, now because we have given 11, until 10th index, we can go here. Let's go here and give it as a 10th index. When you execute this one, now you can see the score is 0, right? For the 10th index is nothing but 11 element. Now what happens is by default, it will fill 0 for all the other elements. What is the other elements? Let's say for 3, it is by default, it is 0. By default, it is 0. Correct? Like your 10th element, it is 0. The reason is it has created 11 integers space in the heap memory, and you allocated only 3 values, but rest of the things, they should be, what is the integer default value is 0. That's where when you print it as scores of 10, which is 11, element 11, which will print 0 for us. Is this clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now coming back to here, let me print here also. Let's say integer. I'm taking here. Let's say scores. I'm copying this. I'm putting here across scores. Let's say India scores. Then India scores I'm printing. Okay, India scores I'm printing here instead of the old one. I'm giving still 2, so that Kohli score 19 will be printed here. Here in line number 19, here I'm printing a integer array. Control X, Alt Shift X, J. Now, if you see here, India scores are showing it as it is an object, because even though you're not used new, here we have used new integer, right? Correct?
Yeah.
So what your compiler will do internally is, it will do like this. Just for your understanding, guys, it will internally do like this. It will do India scores equal to new int of 2. It will 3 elements it will do, and it will do like this. India scores of 0 equal to 25. Again, it will do the, I'm repeating here the copy paste of this one. One is 34, another one is 19, and element 2. Right? This is internally done by your compiler. We are not doing anything here. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Your compiler will do a lot of things, guys, behind the scenes. Okay? So I'm deleting this one for your reference. First one is, let me come back here, line number 13. You always create a size. Without you specifying a size, you can't assign the values. Okay? And when you're printing the array, it will print as a object reference, because it is holding multiple values. It doesn't know which value you are asking. That's where you have to ask a specific value by passing the index. And the second way, this is a dynamic array where you are creating an array directly with the values. And if you want to print them the same way, let's say I want to go for 0, it will give me the 25 value. Alt Shift X, J. See here, now the value 25 has come. Now imagine you are under impression there might be 11 elements and all. If you give 10th, right, it will give us array index out of bound exception. Now you see here line number 22, your India scores is only 3, right? 25, 34, 19, only 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Then you can use maximum of 2 as your index, because 0 starts from 0. You can have only the 2 as index, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you have to remember this, guys. So I will wrap up here. Array is nothing but a similar values collection. What is a similar values? Similar data types collection. So here, if I want to go for a string array, I can simply do this way. String array, let's say days equal to, in my flower braces, I can simply copy this one. I can go here and paste these values. And I go here, put these values. And so this way, what is happening is sysout days. Now you can see the output here. The days also is giving it as a string. It is a string type and it is giving a memory for us.
Perfect.
Yeah, clear, guys, all of you with this arrays?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
perfect.
Sir.
So let's move on. We'll complete with the wrapper classes. Now, what is the challenges with array is you have to define a specific size when you are creating. See, always you're not dynamic, right? Whatever you're trying to pass values, right? You are not known, not always. Ideally, let's say when you know when you are specifying a array, right? You have to specify the size of an array for your compiler to, I mean to say your JVM to allocate enough memory for you in the heap. Now, there is a lot of challenges with the arrays. That's where your collection framework has come into picture. We'll just understand collection framework in the event of only the wrapper classes. We'll not get into deeper in this one because we have a separate session on that. So I go to the wrapper collections. Now what happens is, let's take a same example, guys. Let's take a same example, which is cities. Right? I'm copying this one, cities. I go to the wrapper collection. I want to have these cities. Now, earlier, how did we do that one? We have created wrappers. I mean to say array like this, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now let's try to create a collection. What is a collection? Can I say these are list of days? Can I say these are list of items?
Yes, sir.
So that's where you can use something called a list list. List is from java.util.package. It is an ordered collection. As the name suggests, what did you say? If you see our statement, the first one, array is a collection of similar value types, right? So list is an ordered collection, also known as sequence. The user of this interface has precise control over where in the list each element is inserted. Okay, this is a list. Let's say I can say weekly days, because just to avoid the conflict with this one, let's say first I have to import, guys, list control space I give. See, when I double click it, if you see the line number 1, 2, 3, 1 is package, 2 is empty, 3 is a public class. If I double click on list, you see here, you have to import this class because this is an external package. From the external package, first we have to import the list here. Then only once you import, do you see here by default, there is a E is mentioned, which is element. You have to specify what type of values you want to keep. Let's say in days, we don't want to keep it here. Let's go with our scores itself because this is what is more interesting for us. The scores, we want to keep it, right? Let's say integer. We go here, integer values. Let me take out the days, guys. Because days are strings that we don't understand. We want to understand in the event of a wrapper classes, not in the string class. So now what we can do here is, let's say list of, list of. Here, I'll try to give it as list scores equal to new array list. So don't worry about the syntax at the moment. We will see how we can add scores dot add Sachin score. Okay. Scores dot add Dhoni score, and I'm copying scores dot add Kohli score. So 3 people score I have added, right? It is giving a warning here. If you see here, the warning list is a raw type, references to generic type. Now, what does it mean is I can go here and add scores of, let's say, Shyam Kakumari. Scores dot add. Is there any error it is showing?
No, sir.
No, it's only the warning which is showing. See, that is where you can specify within a list what you want to have. You want to have only integers, right?
Yes, sir.
You try to give int. It will not accept. If you observe here, it is giving us an error saying that insert dimensions to complete the reference type. See, it doesn't allow the int, but it will allow the integers. INTE integer. Now you see, it has accepted integer. If you understand here, scores it is giving an error saying that it allows only the integer. See, the method add integer in the type list of integer is not applicable for the argument string. It is telling me, boss, earlier it doesn't have any data type. Okay, you're good to add anything. Let's say I can add here also scores dot add. I'll give false also. Right? I can add anything. Because the reason is scores is accepting. The scores, which is a list, is accepting any type of data type. Now here, the moment you give it as integer, int will not accept because the collections accepts only the wrapper classes. That's where integer you give. Then it accepted and it is saying that for integers, it is not showing any error, but non-integers, it is showing an error. Do you see here? It is saying that integer is only accepted, not string. And here it is understanding integer is accepted, but not the Boolean. So this is where you are in the wrapper classes got conversion methods. Let's say collection framework accepts only wrapper classes, not the primitives. Okay, guys, for this one, for this statement, I have written this class collection framework classes. Okay, collection framework is a big, so many classes are there. It will not allow the things. Okay, so now we understand it will not allow. Let's say I'll comment this one to avoid the compiler because my intention is store the similar values, right? Not a different values, right? Now there's no error, but still if I go back and put int, it is an error, right? It accepts only the wrapper classes. Okay, guys, that's where wrapper classes were introduced. Collections accepts wrapper classes and wrapper classes has a conversion methods, which is easy for us to do. And with that one, you can avoid casting. Okay, so you can avoid, conversion from one type to another. Yeah. So here I'll add a point, got conversion methods from one type to other type. Okay. I write it as no need of casting. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's it for today. I'll summarize quickly what we understand. We understand, we started with, one moment, we started with wrapper classes. Yeah, we started with normal classes and we tried to understand an object because every class extends a superclass called object. To understand the difference between a regular object or an instance and a object class. Object class is a superclass. Then we get into the arrays. We understand what is an array, how we create an array, what is a dynamic array, what is the index, what is the elements and all. Then we get into a wrapper classes. In the wrapper classes, we did bunch of things. So first is we did a conversion from our regular, from the string which we receive as a input parameters to our program. Then from there, we created a collection. We understand in the collection, wrapper class is accepted, but not the regular primitive types. So that's it for today, guys. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, perfect, guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow.